When you step out of the cab of the truck onto a live tree job for the very first time, your senses are going to experience total overload. A production tree site is loud, fast-paced, and filled with moving hazards in 3 dimensions. You will hear the deafening roar of a brush chipper devouring limbs, the high-pitched scream of a large 2-stroke chainsaw bucking logs, and the shouting of crew members over the mechanical noise. The air will smell of exhaust, bar oil, and freshly cut pine or oak. You will feel the vibration of heavy wood hitting the ground beneath your boots. To a beginner, it can feel like complete and utter chaos, but to a seasoned, high-performing crew, this environment is a carefully choreographed dance. Your objective on day one is not to try to be a hero. Your objective is to understand the rhythm of the job site, maintain absolute situational awareness, and keep yourself and your crew members safe. Your number one priority on the job site is mastering drop zone awareness. The drop zone, often referred to as the DZ, is the entire area underneath and around the tree where limbs, heavy wood, tools, or sawdust could potentially fall. The boundary of the drop zone is dynamic. It expands and shifts depending on how high the climber is working, which direction the wind is blowing, and whether the limbs are being dropped freely or lowered using rigging ropes. The absolute golden rule of tree work for a beginner is this: if you hear someone shout the words clear, drop, or heads up, do not look up to see what is coming. Looking up exposes your face, eyes, and throat to falling debris. If a heavy piece of wood is coming down, looking up ensures it hits you directly in the face. Instead, your immediate instinct must be to tuck your chin firmly into your chest. Use the hard brim of your hard hat to protect your neck and face. Crouch slightly and step quickly away from the center of the workspace. Navigating a live drop zone requires active, constant communication. You must never walk underneath a working climber to grab a branch or move a log unless you have established clear eye contact or used a radio system to get their explicit permission. Just because you can see the climber does not mean the climber can see you. When a climber is positioned in a tree, their focus is entirely on their balance, their ropes, and the specific cut they are executing. They have a massive blind spot directly underneath them. If you walk into their drop zone without warning, you are gambling with your life. Wait until the climber pauses, yell up to them clearly to signal your intention. Wait for them to look down and give you a clear verbal acknowledgement or hand sign, and then move in quickly, grab the material, and exit the zone immediately. Never linger in the drop zone. Between the heavy wood hits and the brush dragging, there will be moments where the pace of the job slows down. This brings us to the ultimate unwritten rule of the green industry. Never stand around with your hands in your pockets. On a professional tree crew, there is absolutely always work to be done. A groundsperson who stands still, watching the climber work like they are a spectator at a sporting event, is a groundsperson who will not be invited back to the crew tomorrow. If there is no brush currently hitting the ground, look around you and find a way to add value to the operation. If the drop zone is clear, grab a rake and start pulling the small twigs and leaves into neat piles. If the yard is raked, grab a broom and sweep the fine sawdust off the driveway or sidewalk. If the hardscapes are clean, walk over to the trucks and organize the toolboxes, wipe down the chainsaws, or top off the fuel and oil cans so they are ready for the next round of cutting. An elite groundsperson is always in motion, looking for the next micro task that keeps the job site safe, clean, and organized. If you run out of things to do, approach the foreman or the senior groundsperson and ask them directly what you can do to help support the flow of the job. Show them that you have drive, that you are observant, and that you possess a strong work ethic. By keeping your eyes wide open, respecting the dangers of the drop zone, and maintaining a high level of physical energy, you will quickly shed the label of a greenhorn and earn the respect of the entire crew.